All right. Coolio. All right. I think normally we'd probably like introduce or not.
I'm Joe. Have Jess.
I am Jess Chadwick. Yeah, I'm new here. Hi, how's it going? For those of you who are looking at this on my channel, it's been a long time since I posted anything, but I'm back because Joe has inspired me.
Glad I can inspire you. You inspired me as well.
Oh, thanks. We inspired each other to do this. So that's good. All right. So yeah. So the reason that what inspired me is you've been telling me about your Alexa skills that you've been building out lately. And so you were walking me through it the other night, and I said, "Hold on, why don't we just record this?" And so we did this. Yeah. So I wrote an Alexa skill a long time ago, probably over 5 years ago now. So I've done it, but I've forgotten it all. More importantly, on this machine, I don't have anything set up, nothing, right? So I've got an Amazon account, an AWS account. I have an Alexa Skills account because they're like two different things, right? Yeah. So we're not going to be walking through setting that up, but that is kind of a thing. You'll just have to go to the developer.amazon.com here and follow whatever it says to do that. I'm not really sure what that is, but I've already got that. I have the AWS CLI installed and configured, and I've logged in and everything with that. But other than that, I don't have anything. So you're just going to walk me through this, right? You're going to. So you've got some code in some other repo that we're going to kind of use to get back to, right? And we're basically going to build out that thing. But in terms of my machine, where this is a clean slate, so you're just going to walk me through it, right?
Yeah, and also just to point out, this is going to be a series on doing some Alexa work. We're just going to keep building on every video, building on top of what we've already done.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Good point. So this is going to be. We're not going to try and like build an Alexa skill from start to finish in one video because that'd be like 7 hours. So we're going to do that 7 hours. We're just going to do it over 7, 10, 15 videos, right? We'll try and keep them short.
Yeah.
So I guess our goal on this video right now is to basically just set everything up, right? Just get it going, get some baseline that then we can build out on in the following videos, right?
Yep.
All right. So let's get started. So what do I do? I got my browser up, developeramazon.com.
Okay, so
I got my terminal up. Where do you want me to go?
Need to install ask CLI.
Okay.
Which I normally just Google ASK.
Yeah, okay. So Alexa CLI, just Google that. All right, look at that. I clicked on it the other day while we were talking about it. All right, I'm going here, right?
Yeah, it looks about right. So normally when I do my stuff, I install for Linux, but so your install may be a little bit different than what I've done.
Yeah, I'm on Mac.
Which still has like Unix stuff, so you still could pretend that you're on Linux.
It's Unixy, yeah. All right, so I'm just following this, right? So I've got step 1 prerequisites, Amazon developer account. So I got that. I've got Node and NPM and VM, all of that. I got Git. Yeah, so we're all good there.
Perfect.
So set up an AWS IAM. Did you do this? Do I need to do this?
Did you do host your?
I think I'm going to skip this for now.
Oh, you already did that. You did the AWS configure, right? So you should be good on that.
Yeah, I think I already did that. And if not, we'll come back. All right. So use NPM to install ask CLI. So I love NPMs. That's cool. Install CLI, run as administrator, sudo. All right. So we're going to do global install. So that's cool. So I'm just going to copy this. And it said I need to do.
Since I installed it, so now I remember that is exactly how I installed it.
I needed to do sudo here, so we'll do that. I don't know why I need to do sudo. I don't like that, but whatever.
I'm used to it.
Okay, so
nobody's gonna attack my system.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's only Amazon.
And they already know everything anyway, so.
I've already got 7 Alexa devices. I've got an Alexa TV. Yeah,
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, they know. All right, so I'm installed. Okay, so
maybe
that's it.
Probably can just check the version just to make sure it's installed, which I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay. So, all right. So then this says ask configure. So you want to say ask V to make sure it's installed. Okay. Let's do ask H. Ask help. There you go. Okay.
Probably dash.
Oh, I'm sorry. Capital V. All right. So there we go. So now that's a fresh install. I should have run this before to prove that I didn't have it, but there we go. I didn't. All right. So ask configure. That's what it says, right? Up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's going to ask you to log in.
Oh, look at that.
I can blur out your email if you want.
Oh, no. Everybody can know my email.
Just giving them permission to everything you own.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
All right. Associate an AWS profile with the Ask CLI. Warning.
So that would be yes, because now that's going to look into your.
It's going to create an
AWS credentials file and pull from there.
Yeah. I guess I'll use my personal one. I got a couple different profiles. Sure. Okay.
And it should be it. So now if you know we're like creating stuff and you deploy it, we'll deploy the Lambda to AWS and then deploy the actual Alexa skill to the Ask developer account.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what did I just install? So the Ask CLI. This is the CLI that what is ASK? That is the Alexa Skills Kit command. Okay, right. So what you just said was we're using the Ask CLI to do new and to deploy things. New init. What's the difference between new and init? Create a new skill project or set up like new.
Yeah. So the init. Yeah, I think if you already have like the code and then you just want to turn it into like a new project, I think that's what.
Oh, with a template. Okay. Yeah.
But the new,
so we want to do new, right?
Yeah.
Ask new.
And they do not have any. I haven't seen any TypeScript templates, which is weird. But we can do TypeScript later.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's seen my channel is very aware that I'm a TypeScript fanboy. It's 90% of my channel is TypeScript, so
very good.
Yeah, we will be doing that. Okay, I got a couple options here: Alexa hosted skills, AWS with CloudFormation, or AWS Lambda.
So when I did mine, I always did AWS Lambda. That's the way I can have the AWS or have my Lambda on my AWS account.
Do stuff, yeah.
Because I did see that with Alexa hosted skill, like it uses Amazon's GitHub. I forgot what it's called. AWS code something. I forgot the terminology.
Yeah.
But then it's like I feel like I don't have full control over it. I prefer to have it inside of my own AWS account.
Okay. So how about this? For now, it seems like this is the simplest one. And it's also free. My Lambda's free too. You get those developer credits or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's just do this one. Maybe we'll throw it away. Maybe it won't be the one we end up with. So we'll just do this one. It seems like the simplest one. We're in US East. I'm in Pennsylvania. You're down there in Florida. Hello World Skill. Sure. Folder name. Hello World Skill. Sure. Yeah. All right. CAPTCHA. All right. I have no idea why I'm doing this, but
I don't remember getting that. Maybe because you're doing Alexa hosted skill. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's for this. So I'm logging in that. Cool.
Page not found.
Page not found. That's perfect.
We're getting somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Do I try it again?
See, this is why.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I don't know. Because I've never done it this way, so I'm not sure why it did that.
If the browser doesn't open the page, all right. Let's see. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Node. Oh, hello. Take about a minute. All right.
So I guess while that's doing that, we could talk about how we know each other.
Yeah.
So we used to work together, which was pretty cool.
We did. That was great. That was great. Yeah. We did. We had a few high pressure situations.
Yes.
We worked on some cool projects.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was fun. And then while we were there, you introduced me to Rocket League, which just the video game that just wasted my life for a long time.
Got you really addicted, then I ditched you.
Yeah. The aforementioned break from my YouTube channel was directly after finding Rocket League. Yeah, so that was fun. So we were on that team, and we were implementing SSO for that company.
So a lot of fun.
Yeah, rolling out a whole bunch of stuff, doing a lot of AWS stuff, a lot of Lambdas in there. I learned firsthand that they always say that Lambda's serverless, right? The big thing about serverless is there's no server, so you don't have to worry about provisioning. If your app needs more CPU, more memory, whatever, you scale up, right? But if you actually want to reserve or provision some of that right off the bat, right, to say like, I know that as soon as my app loads up, it's going to need to support 500,000 users right away, and you want to provision stuff. Well, when you provision, now you're not scaling. Now you got to do all that your stuff yourself, right? So it's just a lie, If you want to do both of those things, you got to do it yourself. At least that was true when we did it, 2 years ago now? 3 years ago?
How long has it been?
A long time ago. Jeez.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
A fun fact, Jason and I has never met in person.
Never.
Which is really weird. We just missed meeting each other because I was like 2 months or 1 month after the whole team went to meet in person.
Yeah. But you know what? I think we've been in the same room several times, though. I'm relatively sure that when I came for my initial orientation, I went to the headquarters, and at that point you were working in the headquarters in the office. Yeah, I'm like relatively certain. And I walked by your desk several times. But I wasn't saying hi to anybody. I wasn't meeting anybody. I was just getting my orientation and getting out of there. And I think there was probably a couple of mixers or something that we were at together that we just, we didn't know each other. So we're totally different teams.
That is true.
All right. So we got this. All right. Project directory for Hello Skill, Lambda code. All right. So, let's open good old code here. I think we're at that point here. Right. So let's see what was created for me. You tell me, and I'm going to open up my terminal in here now. All right. So I got my Lambda code. I got my skill package, interaction module. All right. You got to tell me now what I'm looking at here.
Okay. So the Lambda folder is pretty much all of your code. How it's going to be all of your code for your skill. That's what your package.json live. It's almost like if you're doing a whole new project, like a React project or a TypeScript project.
Yeah, this
that
is
Lambda
my entry
is
point.
that has everything.
And this is the thing that would be hosted if I chose that Lambda option, that third option. It would be hosted in my Lambda. But
pretty much take that folder and dump it to.
So this is still gonna be a Lambda when we deploy. It's just gonna be hosted here. It's gonna be a Lambda hosted, whatever that means. I guess
and then
we'll figure that out.
Also, if it's okay, so it's probably off topic, but they do have when it's hosted in AWS, you can go to CloudWatch and see all of the logs and all that stuff. Yeah. But when they host it with Alexa or Amazon, Alexa Skills, I think you still have access to a CloudWatch, but it's not your personal AWS account. It's like a link that they send you to some CloudWatch that I guess they allow you to use to see your different logs. So I think it still works the same way.
Okay.
But so you have your end. You go to the end-us.json.
Down here, my interaction modules.
So this is pretty much how you set up everything that's going to happen in your skill. And so you have all your different intents. So the one they build, you have your council intent. The samples are pretty much just utterances or sayings that you can say to get the Alexa to recognize what you want. So for instance,
that match that intent, you mean?
Correct. So for instance, if you have the hello world intent, once the Alexa skill is started, if you say how are you, then Alexa's going to know, okay, well, he is saying pretty much take me to the hello world intent. Or if you say hi, it's going to know to do the hello world intent. And then to get your Alexa skill to even start, you have to say open change me. Change me is your invocation name, which basically says this is how my skill is started. And then once it's started, then it can start going to all these different intents, cancel intent, help intent. And then the cancel intent, help intent, like they all already have like built in, pretty much samples for you.
Right.
So
right. So like buy or leave or stop or whatever would be stop, and without you having to say it, or help would be cancel.
I do remember there's a weird one with stop. Like there's like two keywords that you say that it doesn't recognize it as a stop intent. Like it just shuts down the app.
Yeah.
I think it could be exit, and there's one more. I gotta go back and look.
I get you. All right. Cool. So okay. Yeah, so we'll leave these. This is a good example. Okay. Anything else I'm interested in here?
Go to the skill.json.
Uh-huh.
So these are all your different
Lambda stuff.
Yeah, your different endpoints. And if you had like an AWS Lambda, it'd point you to the AWS Lambda because, well, once you deploy it, it'll go ahead and create the AWS Lambda, and then that location will be put in here.
Cool.
Let's go to the ask-resources JSON. Don't remember for sure how this file works. I don't think I've actually used it too much. Then you have your normal get ignore, just ignore.
But it's not committed, so it looks like it's local. So we're not
because we haven't deployed it yet. True. So everything is local.
We're not committing the ask states. We're not committing the ask resources, and we're not committing the .ask folder at all. So that's all going to be local. So I assume our tool or whatever, the CLI or whatever, creates that. Interesting. Okay. How do I run this? How do I get it going? How do I say hello?
So to run it locally, this is the part I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you have to deploy it first.
Okay.
But there is an ask. If you go to the CLI, there's an ask-dialog. You can actually run it locally. Well, run it from the command line. But I don't remember if it has to be deployed.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
Actually do it.
What's worse that's gonna happen?
Oh no, ask-dialog.
Ask-dialog?
Yeah.
Ask-dialog. Okay. So if you're building your skill, use the ask-run command to start a debugging session, and then use the ask-dialog to send. So that seems like two different things, right?
Go to read the project research file.
Just run the command within an ask CLI project.
Okay, so maybe
this is. Oh, do I need to go? I got to go in here. How about that? Okay.
Oh, you weren't in a... Okay.
It was in that root.
Okay, so do just the ask-dialog. I think it was trying to do like the local debug thing. Okay, so good. So it's in. So now say open whatever your invocation name is.
Open hello world. Looking for simulation response.
So this is the part I'm not sure if it needs to be there already.
Okay, so this is what you're saying. We probably need to deploy it first.
Yeah.
Before we can play around with it. Okay, interesting. Okay.
Because I think it needs to know like what the intents are. Like your Lambda, you don't always have to redeploy that because if you're testing it locally, but I think everything else it needs to know the structure. At least that's my understanding. And just to point out, I'm also new to Alexa Skills. I've been doing it for a few months, but I've been learning more and more. Getting there.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so I'll ask deploy. When I just did this,
skill can be deployed. Oh, so it's different. So I've always done it through the AWS Lambda. So this is what I was saying. I think you have to do everything to.
Probably because it's I chose that other one, the AWS or the Alexa skill. This is not okay. So we're going to be.
So I guess when you push it automatically pushes everything to your skill. Once I guess maybe it's like almost like an action.
Yeah, a GitHub action. Yeah, like a build deploy kind of deal.
Yeah.
All right, so push that GP get push.
Oh, you
cool.
You got your aliases set up.
Oh yeah. All right, I got a nice little link. Oh sure, yeah, I trust that for sure. Okay, cool.
Okay, so it's there. So if you go to tests.
What that little thing just said something and then went away.
Oh, it probably said build successfully or something like that. I can't remember.
It said something about my name. It said it wasn't a good name or something.
Oh, because Hello World, everybody's already using it?
Yeah, it's criticizing me already. Change me. All right.
So maybe put your name in it, because.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Cause it is one thing that I've noticed. When you do the invocation name, it seems like it needs to be unique, almost like a URL. Because if somebody else has the same name, it's not going to know which one to open.
Yeah. Okay. So if I say hello world, then I what? Save model.
But put your name in it. Maybe like just hello world or just world.
No, I hear you. I'm ignoring you. I'm going to see what happens here. I heard you. I heard your advice.
I think maybe my mic wasn't working.
No, I heard your advice. I'm just going right past it.
Yeah, I mean, I never. Let's see what happens.
What it said I had to build, I think. Build manifest.
Okay, that's what I was thinking it was time before the whole build started.
So now I'm doing all this in the web. Like this is where I don't. There's a disconnect, right? So like, what is my local dev versus whatever the heck I'm doing here in the.
So I do all this from the command line.
From the command line. Okay, all right, yeah. So I should be doing this from the command line.
Yeah, I don't really come in here too much.
Okay.
Because when I do my deploy, but then yours is different because you did the ask hosted one, and everything is done through Git. So I just do like a deploy, and then I deploy, and then I do my ask-dialog locally.
Dialog, yeah, okay.
And I can see. So do open.
So open.
See if it works. Maybe it will still work because it knows your account.
Do not result to any intent in your skill.
Please don't be scared to do the different utterance or update your.
Am I already? Do I have to open? Or am I already in my skill?
You should be in your skill. Okay, can you go to the browser and go to test? Because this ask-dialog is the same as going to the test in the browser.
Test here?
Yeah.
Still training the model.
And then if you did the open in there, it's the same as doing the ask-dialog. It's just doing it from the browser. So why doesn't it?
No. Okay. Cool. So
actually, it may not be yours. Now I'm thinking about it. This may be somebody else. Open Hello World.
They already own it. Okay. How do I get out of here? I'm not.
Click
There's my other skill. Yardley Ice House flavors. Let's see. 2018 was the last time I uploaded it.
Nice. It's still live.
Got 2 of them. Yeah. All right. Hello World skill. Okay. So go back to where's my name? Okay. So yes. Hello World. Now what do I have to do to save this?
And then maybe build
save and build. So I'm assuming I got to go back here and do this too?
Well, that's if you get ready to deploy it. But I think right now it's already saved.
Yeah.
But it's good to update it there too. So what we'll do later on is there's a build interaction model.js file or .ts file that you can have it build that file that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Every time you get ready to like deploy it or something.
Okay. So this is training.
It's moving pretty slow too. Well, are you on Wi-Fi?
All right.
I'm actually the one on Wi-Fi.
All right. Just hello world. So this should resolve. Okay.
Okay. So now see, can you do that from?
Yeah, from down here.
Yeah.
Okay. Open just hello world. No, so weird. All right. What if I deploy? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm asking the dialog to deploy. All right, ask deploy. Go back to the command line. All right. Alexa hosted skills can be deployed by performing a get push. The master branch gets deployed. Oh, now I got my Alexa's listening back here. All right.
I don't know why it doesn't let you do the ask-dialog from here, though.
Let's change the invocation name. That's what I just did here. So invocation. Wow, she's still going back there. She's going to keep going. All right. Okay. All right, check the deployment status. All right, I'm going to trust all Amazon.com and its domains. Yeah, definitely. All right. So we're all good here. Do we have deployments or something? Can I look and see? It said check here to see my deployments. Is that a thing that I can like see in this UI? Code. So I can see my code here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and by the way, if you did it through the AWS one, you wouldn't be able to see your code here.
Yeah. Right. Right, because it'd be in AWS.
Yep. Yeah. It seems like also it's slower doing it Alexa hosted skill.
Seems it, yeah.
It's
a lot free.
Faster for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It probably put you in like a queue.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're not paying for it? You have to wait.
All right, yeah. So we're watching this deploying thing up here. Deploy before testing your skill right there. Okay. So
although I'm only paying like 50 cents for my AWS account per month.
Yeah, I don't know the deal, but a long time ago, AWS used to give out free credits or whatever, and I think that ice cream flavors skill that I have, I think it's probably actually an Alexa hosted skill like this one, which is why it's definitely free. But I've got other lambdas and stuff that I'm not paying anything for.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what I'm paying for at this point because I do a lot of testing, random stuff on there.
I mean, at one point I did run a virtual machine and I accidentally left it running for a long time, and they sent me a bill for like $200, and I was able to write them and prove that I literally never used it, and I accidentally started it, and they said, all right, well, we'll give you a one-time credit. All right, thank you. That's all I needed, though. I didn't make that mistake again yet. Haven't made that mistake yet, I guess is what I should say. All right, so I'm not going to use ask deploy ever because I'm using Alexa hosted skill. That's what it keeps telling me. So I'm just going to say, ask dialog.
The dialog does not work with Alexa hosted skill.
All right. So this should work now. No, open desk hello world. So what is this doing? Is this contacting?
Oh,
there we go.
Finally. So with Alexa hosted skill, you had already checked it in the first time. I don't know why it didn't. Oh,
I don't think it had deployed properly. It was that warning that came and went so fast we couldn't read it. It said my invocation name sucked.
Okay.
So I think now that we fixed all that stuff. Why is this recording? Oh, it's recording my mic in here so I can talk in here. Okay. So this is it. All right.
So now this is normally the way I would do it. So now you can do everything from the command line without having to go to the browser.
I gotta sneeze. Hold on. There we go.
I was like, you sneezed and I heard nothing, but I see what you did there.
Muted it. Yeah. All right.
I guess.
So let's walk through what just happened here. So I'm seeing this is what showed up in here, right?
Yes.
So how did we get here? Explain what happened here.
Okay, definitely. So the reason you got here, because this is a launch request. If you look at line 10, it's pretty much saying, so a launch request handler, there's a can handle function. And that can handle tells Alexa, okay, what type of request is this? So whenever you do open and then the invocation name, that's considered a launch request. So you're launching your skill. And then since it recognized that, the can handle is going to return true. And then since that returns true, it's going to call that handle function, which starts on line 12. And then it says speak output. Welcome, you can say hello or help, which would you like to try? And then it builds this response builder. It speaks the speaker output, dot reprompt, and then gets response, basically waiting for user response. So now if you wanted to try a different intent, remember if you go back to your the n-us.json file.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's try hello world intent. So type any one of those sample words and it should take you to the hello world intent.
Hello world. Okay. So we go back here.
Yeah.
So it triggered. Okay. So
the request type there.
Is intent request. I'm talking this out. So the request type was intent request, and
every time you do like outside of a launch request, when you're trying to do an intent, it's considered an intent request.
So we can see all of these down here. That's the first condition, except for the end session end stuff. Yeah. All of these are an intent request, and then and then the next one is what is the intent that was matched based on what I said. And so it matched to hello world because that was some of these sample utterances that we had put in here.
Correct.
Okay. And so then it just wrote out hello world. We got the same thing. What is this, reprompt?
So the reprompt, I'm not exactly sure how that part works because so now Alexa, the ASK that has like a different package, ASK-SDK-controls.
Mm-hmm.
So the format of how I start setting up my skills is a little different from this because I use the controls framework or the controls packages. So they have like a lot of, it's just the structure is a little different. So I don't really use this .reprompt.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure how that part works.
All right. This is really bugging me, so I got to stop. I just got to completely derail us. Right now, we've got no type things. Yeah. I can't listen. This is how bad I am with TypeScript. I can't just be here. So I'm going to go npm d, and I'm just going to assume that we have types for ASK SDK core. We don't. Okay. Do we have types? Do you know?
Let me see.
ASK SDK core. So if it did, then I don't even need to install TypeScript here, right? Like Visual Studio will see those types and it'll give me that typing in my my JavaScript code. That's why I love VS Code, and that's why I say that Vim is really a second-class citizen.
Wow. I mean, you love VS Code and it's using all these extra resources when you just use Vim, and then you have to sit there and type and use your mouse. Well, you don't have to because you can use Vim inside of VS Code, but it's just a lot of extra resources, and I like the regular Vim. I like the minimum part of things. I don't like using extra resources and hogging my computer.
Well, but in all seriousness, Vim has that language. It has a language server, right? So it would pick up the TypeScript typings too, or no?
So that part I'm not sure. I always install all of the types.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at one of my old ones, and the only thing I installed was types for Node, and so I guess you don't really need a specific type. So yeah, I guess you just install types Node. It should work. Let me look at one more of my old ones just to make sure I'm not making this up.
No, but we're gonna have to have types for this. Somebody has to have made them. I refuse to believe.
Yeah, I wish they would have a TypeScript template.
Yeah,
because everybody uses TypeScript now. So I'm even looking at one of my my newer ones that I was working on, and the only stuff I have pertaining to types is the types /node, and I have TS node because I was doing some like compiling stuff, and I have TypeScript.
Yeah. Here,
so that's node. I think because the SDK controls, I think they wrote that in TypeScript, so I guess it does work when you pull it in.
Huh. All right. Well, let's try this.
Types node.
Yeah, use TypeScript. Well, so I did that. I just did that while we were talking.
Okay, so I think it should just pull it in.
A TypeScript file. Yeah, this should just work. So what if I reload the window?
I'm also trying to switch just to Vim. I've been trying for like a while.
I'm not against it. I'm willing to be converted. I'm waiting for a compelling argument here.
I mean, you like playing video games, or you like playing Rocket League, and it's almost like a video game.
I do, but you know what? The older I get, the more I just want things done for me. I want a nice, comfy experience where I don't need to remember all those things that my old man brain just forgets. So
I mean, that is true. I mean, maybe when I'm like getting to the point where I feel like it is a lot to remember. I can't even pretend it's not. It's a lot to remember. Right. I have a shortcut for everything.
I'm just trying. I'm going to give up on this in a minute. I'm just trying to install TypeScript here and just see if I can get anything going. I forget how to.
To do your TS config?
To init, yeah, to create a TS config.
I think it's TSC-init.
There we go. Yeah, TSC-init. All right. So there's all of this. All right, why are you yelling at me? What's happening here? Why does it say there's an error?
Could possibly it doesn't like JSON or something. I mean, those are comments in JSON, something like that.
Include path. Include path is going to be not source, but Lambda. Right? All of my code's going to be in Lambda? What's this skill package? Is it going to have any code? JavaScript or anything? Or is it all models and JSON files and stuff?
No, the only thing I've seen in there is that interaction in us.json, which is pretty much telling you how you want your intents to be set up and your different slots, which slots are just like variables, all the different information. But all of my code that I've ever done, and I'm no master at this, by the way, but all of the code I've ever done is all lived inside of my Lambda.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to stop this if this doesn't work. No, we still don't have it. Okay. All right, so pardon my little sidetrack here.
No, I'm intrigued. I don't understand why it's not working. It should work.
Loading can handle. Well, yeah, get request type. Yeah,
I get it. I know why it's not working. Huh. Wait, well, I don't know. For when I do it in Vim, I have to change it to a TS file. Do you have to change it to a TS file?
That you shouldn't have to. That's my point.
Okay, so
with TypeScript and VS Code should out of the box without even creating this TS config file. VS Code should just see JS files. If you have the typings installed in the node modules, it should just see it and it should just work.
Do you have a check JS false or true in your TS config?
Oh, hold on. Do we install? We didn't install anything. npm I.
Oh wow, that would help too.
Right? Why do we not have this? Do I need to install ask core?
It should already be in there though. It should have came down.
That's weird. I don't see it, but that's going to be our problem.
Wait, can you look at your TS config? Do you have check.js?
I just added it. Yeah, I just added it there. You know what? Let me go. Let me take this back out again. Yeah, look, it's got typings right there. All right.
Okay, so it should work now.
So that was our problem. Yeah, let me reload one more time. This should be fine. Come on. No whammy, no whammy. I hate myself when I say that.
Also, there it goes. And just to point it out.
There we go.
Just to point it out that if you were using Vim, it would have took like 2 seconds or less than a second to load.
To reload?
Yes.
Right, and then not give you the timing. So no, sure, it would be super fast and not helpful. I get it. I get it.
It would give you
a good point.
It would give you the typings.
I'm glad you made that point. All right. Okay, so it wasn't installed. That was weird. Why? Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, I guess it made sense if we never did it. npm install.
Grabbing the global, I guess. All right. Anyway, we're there.
So since you do have the typings now,
yeah,
I've been using that a lot to learn more about how all this stuff works. I just go into their functions and read and see what it does.
Good. So this was super helpful. I'm glad I went and took that little detour, as painful as it was. So I didn't need to do any of this TS config or even install TypeScript or anything like that. Let me get rid of this.
Maybe I should try that on my Vim and see if I still get my typings. I don't know for sure.
npm CI, and now it should just work. Yeah, because this is VS Code right out of the box. Just looks at these typings, and that's why I was looking over here in the node modules. Because the moment you see this, right, the index.th,
gotcha.
Yeah, that's how you know it came in, and it's in this package. So we didn't need anything else. Okay, cool. All right, so sorry, that's our detour, and we're back. Where were we? Yeah, we were talking about how you were talking about the repomp. We explained everything up until now. So where do we go from here? I think we're probably. How far are we into this? About 30 minutes. This is probably a video, right? What else do we want to talk about in our...
We're at 41 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good solid video.
Yeah, I think that's a good start.
So let's just recap real quick. What did we do? Okay, so then how do I get out of here? So I say bye. I mean, obviously I can just Control-C.
Yeah, I was going to say Control-C.
But
to end the session, you can say bye. Okay,
this
this bye is not there. Try
stop. I'm always yelling at my Alexa to stop.
Because I think when I did mine, I actually had bye. Maybe it's try hello again. I just want to see if it's still connected.
Still connected, yeah. No, okay.
Okay, so it disconnected. That was the issue. I guess it took too long.
I mean, we were messing around with TypeScript for several minutes there. So. Oh, nothing. Now nothing. Okay, what is happening?
Close the whole thing and then just go back to ask-dialog.
Kill it. Okay.
Ooh. Invited request, but be sure that the request below is all the... I'm not sure what's going on there.
What is happening here now?
Did something get changed?
I don't know. Do I need to redeploy?
You shouldn't have to. Can you check your status? Everything should be the same outside of
maybe it doesn't like that I installed these node modules.
That shouldn't matter though. That was weird.
So I can't ask deploy because that's just going to say no. You need to deploy from Git. Is there a build? No. Or build. There's a run. Skill, deploy, configure, init.
Try dialog. I don't understand why that's not working.
Oh, there it worked again. What the heck?
I don't know. I've never seen that before. I don't know. It was weird.
Okay, great, cool. Development.
The fun parts of it.
All right. Hello, and then I just say bye.
Yeah, and it should end the session. It should tell you that the session has been ended.
Bye. Okay, so goodbye. Where did that come from? Goodbye came from here. My stop intent. Cancel and stop intent. Okay, so if I say
session, then
it's still going?
Yeah, because it would have said end session. It would have been like a different prompt, something like end session or we're ending session. I guess it did end the session, but I don't see an end session on here.
You're saying there's another intent for ending the session?
Maybe it did. I guess the stop did do it.
Stop stops it. Yeah.
Can you go back to the code for the stop intent?
Stop intent is this guy.
Oh, I think I was looking at the wrong one.
Cancel and stop. So this is the same code that they wrote for both the cancel and the stop.
So I guess it's a little bit different doing it this way because I don't see anything that says end session. Because when I do it with the SDK controls,
you actually have to kill it.
Yeah, there's like an end session and it tells you that it's ending the session.
Wow. And so now that it's right. So now we're in this weird thing where I can't say open.
State.
Yeah. It didn't resolve to any intent. So if I say hello, definitely should work. It doesn't. That's weird.
It doesn't seem like it's hitting.
So it works again.
So go to your fallback intent. Maybe that's your fallback intent that's happening.
I cancel. Oh, fallback. Okay, let's talk about that. Sorry, I don't know about that. Please try again.
You didn't even get that notification.
Yeah.
Try something else besides bye.
But tell me about the fallback intent.
So the way that I've used a fallback intent is basically if you put in some words or you say something to Alexa that she can't find an actual intent for to map it to, then it's like a fallback intent so it can fail gracefully kind of thing. And then with that fallback intent, you can also maybe have it reprompt to try again or something.
So if I understand that explanation correctly,
it should be falling back, but
this should never say this because it should always result to something, and that something should be the fallback.
Exit or quit using a response to something that does not match an intent in the model. So it looks like it's getting to the session ended intent, and it's not getting to the fallback intent. Triggers when a customer says something that doesn't map to any intents in your skill. It must also be defined in a language model. If the local supports it, the handler can be safely added or will be ignored. So you do that is in your. Can you look at your ask n-us.json? The fallback intent is in there, right?
The where ask resource?
The n-us.json.
Yeah, the en-us. I don't have a fallback.
Oh, that's why it's not in here. So you got to put the fallback intent in here. So you can probably copy.
So here, I just said, "Does this work?" and it said, "Hello world." So, where's my fallback? should say, sorry, I don't know about this. So this is all whacked. This is weird.
So one thing, put the fallback intent inside of put that option in the n-us.json.
Yeah. I hear you.
Just so we can see if it, because I don't understand. Well, now I know it's not there, so that's why it wasn't happening.
Oh, look at that. You see this?
Wait, what just happened?
Look at this.
Are you undoing something? What's happening?
No. Do you know what this is?
No.
This is Copilot.
Oh, you told me about that.
This is GitHub's Copilot.
And you pay for that, right?
I pay for it, yeah.
How much is it?
It's like $100 a year.
That's not bad.
Cheap.
That's not
it's
bad.
Not bad, but it's not cheap.
I mean, Netflix is like way more than that. So I feel like $20-something a month just for Netflix.
So there, I just hit tab, right? And now I got my fallback intent.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
It may or may not be correct, though, right? So this is like AI, and AI is not always correct.
So I don't think I have a Vim plugin for that.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong just to help you out. Let's see. GitHub, I guarantee GitHub Copilot has a Vim plugin. It's got to. How can you? Oh, it's NeoVim. It's NeoVim.
If it works in NeoVim, it probably works in regular Vim. They're pretty. I use like Vim 8, so it probably still.
I've
works.
heard that. Well, here's a Reddit that talks about it.
Does anybody know if it's a plugin?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Sounds like you should be using NeoVim at least. Maybe just VS Code.
I do have NeoVim installed. I just haven't used it in a while, but I can always use it. I wouldn't
okay. So the question here is now. Do I have to redeploy? Right. I changed something.
I think because you're changing the interaction model, you have to redeploy because the Alexa Skill Kit needs to know about the model. And I guess even if you change code, you may have to redeploy unless you're running as a local debugger. If you're running a local debugger, then it knows to look in your local code. But if you're not doing a local debugger, then you have to deploy because it's going to be looking at the skill in your account.
That's weird. So I wonder what is this local developer, the ask-dialog, is that just communicating with the deployed Alexa skill? It's not actually running Alexa locally, I guess is what you're saying.
You can run it locally, but I think you have to start the local debugger first. So when I do it, do Vim, I have to like pretty much get a token, take that token, tells me to log in, and then I'm connected. When I run my debugger, it's connected with that token to the Alexa skill. And then when I do ask-dialog, it knows to run my local code instead of going to the code that's on my Lambda.
So you're still running through Alexa in the cloud for the natural language processing, but you're pointing it to your local code.
Yeah, well, it points it to my local code once I use the token.
Yeah.
So I think that's the issue. So I guess for this, we'll have to get add, commit, push, and then it should be there, and then should be to test it out. But the only thing I'm wondering if your fallback intent should be lower. Well, I guess here it doesn't matter because you're actually doing the fallback intent in the code at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I guess it doesn't really matter where you put it here.
Oh, let's Google it here. See what we see here. All right. Can't add the following to a fallback intent. Utterances, it probably shouldn't be there. Follow-up prompt. Using Lambda functions. You can add a fallback intent by adding the built-in fallback intent type to your bot. So this means what I just did there? Yes. It means this?
I mean, that's what I think.
Okay. So what if I...
Now you really got me thinking about Copilot.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. But look, what I just said, right? Like I said, it might not be right? And it wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
For this specific case, right? So it's super smart and it's right, 90% of the time. But it's funny, the way that it's wrong in that other 5% of the time is just like what we just had, which looks super right, but it's not, right?
Still
like
pretty cool though.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
like ChatGPT built right into your editor.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So why is it not saying deploy? What's going on here?
You You pushed it already?
Deploying. Here we go. Okay.
And can you go back to while that's deploying, can you go back to the code?
Yeah.
Where is the fallback intent?
Right here.
Can you search for that fallback intent handler again? I just want to see.
Right here.
No, it should be somewhere else. That's just a function, but it should be inside of something else further down, probably. At least I think it should be in another area.
What do you mean?
Oh,
here?
Yeah. So this is
let's talk about this. Yeah.
So this is pretty much, so all of those handlers that you created is just like a regular function.
They're just functions. They're hanging out there.
Yeah, but if it's not in here, then it's not going to ever know about the function.
Ah, okay. So if I comment on one of these lines, then
it's never there.
We're not going to do it anyway. Ah, cool. So that's super important. All right. Are we deployed here? No, we're still deploying. So I got to wait for this deploy. Okay. So for next time, because we're wrapping up here. So I don't think for this video, I don't think we're going to have a GitHub repo. I'm not going to commit and push any of this. We didn't really do anything. This is really just the out of the box stuff.
Yeah.
So for the next video, we'll probably start over again, right? And we'll go for that Lambda function that you were talking about, because then we'll use that as the first one for the rest of the application that we're going to build, right? The skill that we're going to build. All right. And so for that one, we'll create a GitHub repo so everybody can follow along and copy that code. So what we're gonna, excuse me, yawning. What we're gonna plan on doing is we'll create this repo and we'll build it out as we go along, and then we'll have a branch for each video that we can link to in each video, right? That's what we talked about. Yeah.
And then anybody can go and grab it and go from there.
Yeah, cool. All right, what else? Okay, this is deployed, and so let's see if our fallback works. This will be the final thing, and if it doesn't work, we can get off dejected, or if it does work, then it's cool.
Hopefully it works.
Okay. Open Jess Hello World. So now, if I say pickles, fallback.
Yes, fallback
there it
intent.
Is.
There you go. So
fallback intent.
The reason why it wasn't there, which is weird, they didn't put
That's
it inside
super
of
weird.
it. It's like, we're going to tell you, we're going to set up everything except the one fallback intent.
No, it's like that first, you got to learn something. That this is a learning exercise. We're going to give you a broken application.
Yeah.
You have to figure out why.
Yeah. Why is it not falling back? We're not going to tell you.
Luckily, I got Joe on the line here to tell me why and give me that. Okay, cool. So, all right. So let's recap. What did we do? I installed the ask CLI. That was super easy.
Using
right? That
NPM.
was just an NPM package. Yeah. So I used that to a template. So I said the ask new to use one of the templates they had. So our options were Node and Python, and what was the other one? Do you remember? Ask new. Node, Python, or Java. Yeah. So Node, Python, or Java. Those are the three runtimes that are natively supported in Lambda.
Oh, I never realized that they didn't have C# or something.
Yeah, because C# is supported in Lambdas, but it's more advanced. It takes more resources and stuff. These were the OG.
Gotcha.
These three were the OG ones that they really natively support. They're fast, and so you can get C# running, but it's just really a pain.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool. So we did that. It created a template that had everything except for the fallback intent configured.
Really weird.
Yeah, and then we used that ask, and then we deployed it. And in this example, when you use the Alexa Skills hosting, you have to deploy through Git, which is cool. I love that model. That is a very cool model. I super dig that model. Honestly. Yeah, exactly. You have CD built into the by pushing to Git. Honestly, that's what I'm going to want to do when we get into our new one, right? I don't ever want to have to say ask deploy manually.
Okay, we can do that.
I would love to. Yeah. So one of our videos, I think, in the end is going to be we'll set up like a GitHub action or something that when we push to our main, it deploys, basically copying what the ask or the the Alexa Skills hosting thing does that we've been seeing. Yeah. Excuse me.
That'd be pretty cool to do too.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of CI/CD, and right up front, right? You don't want to get too far into it and then go back and have to implement all this stuff. It's a lot easier in the long run.
So I would say, maybe with that in mind, maybe for the next video we should set up the GitHub Actions and maybe write a simple test for like one thing, even if it's just like saying that this intent was called, just so we can start the testing stuff as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe we will use this code going forward. I'm still not going to push this as a repository. I'm embarrassed by it. But
I mean, it's not your code. It's Alexa's. I mean, it's Amazon's code.
Okay, cool. So then you talked about components. So it's like a whole another development model that's not even referred to here. So that'll be fun. And then some other stuff. We got like dialogue management. We got session persistence, API calls. So we're going to get into all this stuff. It'll be a cool series.
And we will be moving to the ASK SDK controls package, which
awesome
organizes this in a different way, but it makes it easier to reuse a bunch of things and have children controls and reusable controls. And at least that's the understanding that I got from it.
Awesome. Well, I'm already excited about that next episode.
So am I.
Just talking about it. So, all right, cool. Anything else we need to? Any other business we need to do before we get off here?
No, I think that's it. I mean, it's gonna be fun. Just stick with us. We're gonna this is gonna be cool because we're actually like it is. As you can see, we're kind of just doing it.
Yeah.
It's not scripted. We're just going for it.
No. It might be post-edited a little bit and cleaned up.
Yes.
But it's certainly not pre-scripted. You get us live, raw.
But no,
all right,
this
buddy.
was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for walking me through this.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, man. And thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
See you next time.
And as I always say at the end of my videos, peace out.
Peace out.
Now I can't find the stop button.